All right. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone can hear me all right. I'm going to try and be a little louder. Okay. Well, welcome to World Usability Day 2018 at the University of Minnesota. Thank you all for coming. It's great to see so many people so early in the morning, all excited about usability and user experience. Make sure my slides work here. Come on. Okay, so this is year 13 of World Usability Day, and we have been doing an event here at the University of Minnesota for free and open to the public for 13 years now. And you know, if we were a superstitious bunch, we might have skipped this year, or maybe we would have just pretended it was year 14. But thankfully, we think that year 13 is very lucky. This is our largest year yet. We had to close the RSVP form a week early due to the high level of interest. That's amazing. The World Usability Day Committee has worked very hard to put together a great schedule for you today, and I can't wait to get started. Now, the theme really took our presenters in some creative directions. We were a little worried that everyone would want to present about evil. It's always fun to take the turn as the villain, kind of think about all the, kind of weird, strange ways that we do things and the not so nice things that might happen to people in terms of usability or user experience. But that wasn't the case at all. We had a really great balance between the two of looking at both how UX is being used for evil, but also how it's being used in a lot of very good ways. And the balance is what's important, because ultimately, not every dark UX pattern has to be used for nefarious purposes. There are ways that you can use some of these things that might seem like tricks when you're doing them to try and get somebody to do something, that they might not want to do, as opposed to trying to get somebody to, using them to, influence someone's behavior to do something that would be good for them in the end. And ultimately, the other way, you could also create a perfectly wonderful user experience that leads people to terrible behavior. So we want to know that there's this balance there, and there are ways to use these approaches in good ways all around. Which brings me to this line from a South Park movie that seemed apropos. It's silly. It's completely untrue. I mean, look at the messenger. But let's see what we can learn today about what it means to use our powers for good and evil, and how we can take that information and make people's lives better. And with that, I'm just going to go through a little bit of housekeeping, which is essentially that our schedule is available at that Z link up there. I think there are also pieces of paper where you can scan a visual barcode and get to it. If you are tweeting, make sure that you include the hashtag WUDUMN. Refreshments and coffee are available in the atrium. I'm sure all of you have seen that already. And there's going to be a 10-minute break after every session. And the restrooms, if you need them, are out the doors of the auditorium and to the right. If you RSVP'd, there is a name tag for you at the reception desk, so feel free to make sure if you haven't grabbed that, go grab one. Even if you didn't RSVP, there are name tags there that you can write your own name on, just so that people know who you are. And to receive lunch, you will need the ticket that you received at check-in, and unfortunately, that's just for the RSVPs that we were able to take in. But with all of that, I also want to thank our World Usability Day Committee. If you need help today, look for one of us. We'll all be wearing a gold bandana somewhere. I thought it was going to be tied around arms, but everybody else is wearing them someplace. Maybe I'll tie mine around my head. We just wanted to make sure that we're easy to spot. And so that if you do have a problem, or if you have something where you have a question, or you want to talk to one of us, you can do that and you can find us. So that is all that I have for this morning. So I will say thank you so much for coming today. We're going to have a short break here, and then we'll have our keynote speaker, Molly Hillstrom. Thank you.